Hi guys, today we're going to be chatting about my savings and investing goals for 2023. Now I have chatted about this in the past few videos, but I figured it's a good idea to just have everything in one place. As you'll see, a few of these are not feasible based on my new part-time income, but we're just gonna make them and see what happens. Sometimes all you have to do is set the intention and everything else falls into place. So that's what we're banking on for 2023. So starting off with the first savings / investment goal that I have, I like to do this in order. So I always prioritize my pre-tax savings / retirement because of the many benefits. So what I'm talking about in this case is the 401k / 403b benefits, being that it decreases your tax liability, which is a win, so less taxes, and of course your investments and the interest and dividends, etc., go untaxed, and then when you take them out in retirement, which presumably you'll be making less money, or that is my assumption for myself, then you get taxed at a lower rate. So it has plenty of benefits. For 2023, the maximum amount that you can put into this account is $22,500. So my goal is to max that out. Now, maxing this out with part-time income does come at the expense of having less money per paycheck, but in my opinion, this is a priority for me, so I'm willing to forego the extra money in that case. So my plan is to save the full amount, so 22,500, and I have this divided up into the 12 months of the year. For me, this is a automatic deduction, and as you'll see, this is a trend or something that I have talked about as well. In order to save efficiently without having emotions and other things get in the way, it's best to automate the savings. So for the 401k / 403b, that amount is automatically taken out of my paycheck every month. I am paid monthly. Previously, when I was paid bi-weekly, it would have been bi-weekly, and then thus the amount would be divided by 2. So the 1,875 would have been divided by 2 if I was getting paid bi-weekly or twice a month effectively. So that comes out of my paycheck every month, and I don't see it, so I don't feel the impact like immediately. Like that money is never mine in the first place, so it's nice to have that set aside. Another thing that I want to note is I try to put all my savings and investments together so that I can see how my finances are looking overall. I know that sometimes, at least for me, if I set savings goals and I don't consider like my pre-tax and other savings, then I feel as though I'm not saving enough. But when I put like everything that I'm saving together, then I feel like I'm doing a little bit better. So that's why I include that here. So in my 401k 403b, I invest in mutual funds. I do have a video about my investment strategy as it relates to early retirement, so I'll link that for you guys as well. Next goal is the Roth IRA, and that is also an investment account. So for 2023, the max amount that you can put in that one is $6,500. And as I've said also about the 401k 403b, it's very important for me to maximize tax benefits. So one of the benefits of the Roth IRA is that it is funded with after-tax money, so money that you get from your paycheck. As such, when you go to withdraw it in retirement, you are not taxed on that money. So that's nice, considering that we don't really know how taxes are going to go in the future. It's unlikely that they're going to decrease. Whether they're the same is also unlikely, so they might increase in the future. So it's nice to have all this money growing tax-free at a potentially lower tax rate. The max amount for this for 2023 is going to be $6,500, so that is my plan to contribute to that. And once again, I'm doing that at the expense of other things, so I make it a priority to save for these things, and as such, other less important things I do not put money towards. So this is also another automatic saving. So for this, I have $542 automatically taken from my checking account and placed into a high yield savings account. So how I fund my Roth is that I put the money aside a year ahead. So this that I'm saving for right now is going to be used for my 2024 Roth effectively. I have already funded my 2022 Roth from a lump sum payment that I had saved in 2022. So that's it for my Roth. Of course, in my Roth, I do the same thing that I do in my 401k, 403b, and that I save in investments such as mutual funds and exchange traded funds. I'm having a hard time enunciating today. I'm not sure what that's about, but yes. So that is my second saving/investment priority. Next up is going to be travel. As I mentioned in my 2023 budget, travel is going to be a huge priority for me for this year, so I have decided to save for it once again automatically from my paychecks. So my goal for travel for the year is $8,000. I feel like that's a good goal for the amount of traveling that I do and the way that I travel. You can travel for considerably cheaper and do more, but I have already done that and I'm beyond that at this point. I like to have a little bit of comfort in my travel and a little bit of luxury. So $8,000 seems to accomplish that. So that works out to be $667 per month. Now, as you've seen in the past few savings goals, these bottom numbers here are highlighted, or the one for January, because we are in January, and they are automatic. So they automatically will be saved for. So my travel savings gets taken from my checking account and then put into my high yield savings account. And then as I travel / put expenses on my credit card or withdraw money when I'm away, then I pull from that account for those expenses. Next up is my brokerage account, which is effectively just my after-tax investing account. So the money in this account, if you were to withdraw it, you would be taxed for it. So that's why it's called a taxable brokerage account. Now, my goal for this account is to save $5,500, which works out to be $458 per month. So this account and the other savings account / goals that I have after this, these are the ones that are going to require a semi sort of miracle, but not really, because I feel like there is money to be made and it can be made. It's just, either it happening without your control or you going out and getting it. But effectively, based on my part-time paychecks, I cannot fund these on a monthly basis. So I will have to do a little bit of work to get these savings goals accomplished. So for my brokerage account, I invest in exchange traded funds, stocks, and mutual funds. And basically how this is funded usually is if I get money into my checking account, I then transfer it to the brokerage account and then use that money to pay for or pick the stocks / funds that I want to fund. Now, in terms of actually funding these accounts, as I said, I will have to either work more, so I will have to work more than part-time, or I can use money that I come into. So usually I get a sizable tax refund, so that's one option. And then as I mentioned, I'm going to be decluttering, so I can use money from the sales, which I have done in the past, and I've also used that money to pay off debt as well. So that comes in very handy. And then now that I've been creating content consistently, I have started getting money. So I am monetizing YouTube now, so we'll see how that works out. But depending on how much money I have, I will use the excess to fund these savings goals. So that is the plan. We'll see how it works out. Next up is luxury. So luxury basically means all the nice things that I like to buy. So handbags, jewelry, etc. As you guys know, I like nice things, so that costs money. So for this, my goal is $5,500. That works out to be $416 a month if I were to fund it monthly, but in theory, I will not be doing that based on my part-time paychecks. However, as I mentioned, if I get extra money, then I will fund it as such, depending on how much I get clearly. Now, this account is going to be in a high yield savings account. So as I get the money, it'll sit there until I decide to make a purchase if I do. And then in the meantime, time it'll be gaining interest. The next account that I want to save for is spending, and my goal for this is $10,000, and that works out to be around $833 a month. So spending, or having a spending account, is kind of like a mental thing for me, because since I'm going to be making less money per month, like I would like to have a source of money that I can pull from if I need to buy certain things that are necessary but I don't make that amount of money in the month. So for instance, there are a few things that I've needed to do or I want to do but I haven't done them because it isn't really a priority. And it isn't something that needs to be done immediately, but it's just something that would be nice to do. So for instance, like my cookware, like I feel like that could be upgraded. Like I've had it for years and it's like, it works, but it's like, it could be better, right? And then I also would like to fix my AC. I haven't had it for 3 years and it's been fine. And I recently found out that like lots of states like don't even have AC like installed in their house. So I guess it is kind of a luxury in that way, but I would like to have it because it has been like getting hotter in the summers. But I've been, you know, not doing it because I haven't set the money aside and because it isn't a true priority, but it's just a nice to have. So that is where the spending fund comes in, for things that are desirable to have, somewhat necessary, but can be prolonged. But I just need the okay to go ahead and spend for them because I have to have the money aside. That's just my own mental thing. Clearly. So thus the spending account. Now this one also is going to be in a high yield savings account, and I keep most of my high yield savings accounts in the same places, but I do have several of them. But for these ones I'll keep them in the same place, so you know they're better organized. That is the plan for all my saving and investing goals for 2023. They are significantly different than my goals for the past few years because, as you guys know, I have been saving aggressively for retirement, and effectively, or early retirement, I am somewhat there, but it is dependent on the market. So if the market goes up and recoups the losses that it has had in the last year, then I will be at the savings goal that I set. And if it does not, then I will not. But it's okay because I'm not retiring immediately. As I've mentioned several times, I'm still gonna work part-time until I decide to do something else. But yes, so this should be interesting. We'll see what 2023 holds. Of course, I'm excited for it, as everyone is at the beginning of the year, but you know, you just never know. That's the magic of life. But in total, for my 2023 savings goal, I am attempting to save $57,500. Now, around half of that, of course, is retirement savings, so 401k and Roth IRA. And then the rest are things that I can and can't do without, like travel. I could probably do without it, but like it would be painful. The other things I could probably do without, like my investment account for early retirement. As I've said, I have enough stocks in there that I should be fine. In fact, I am effectively coast-fire. Like if I never put any more money towards retirement and then retired, I would have enough money saved to fund the rest of my life. But of course, I'm not gonna invest. Like there's just so many opportunities for more, so that's also not like a must-have, but nice to have. And then of course, as you know, luxury, definitely not, no one needs that. This was a nice to have. And then the spending has a little bit more priority because I do, or I should, take care of those things for my own betterment. But you know, I could probably, you know, keep doing what I'm doing for like another year longer. So yes, that is gonna be it for my 2023 savings goal. Of course, I would love to know what you guys are saving for as well. And if you'd like to share the exact amounts, then go ahead and do that. You know, we love to talk about money over here. But that is gonna be it for now, and I will see you in the next video.